What if I told you these flowers are all from Dollar Tree, but look like they came from a high-end home decor store? Well, in today's video, I'm showing you exactly how to take cheap Dollar Tree flowers and transform them into elegant, expensive-looking decor that no one will believe is budget-friendly. My name is Nora G, and welcome to my nook. Today, we are creating a stunning lavender and wildflower-inspired spring wreath using faux greenery that looks designer but costs just a few dollars. And that's not all. I'll also show you 3 different burlap bowl styles that instantly elevates your DIYs and give them that polished high-end finish. Plus, I'm putting my own creative spin on a beautiful He Is Risen Resurrection decor piece. Perfect for Easter and full of meaning, elegance, and simplicity. If you love Dollar Tree DIYs that look expensive, spring decor ideas, and easy ways to elevate your home on the budget, you're going to love this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get started and turn these beautiful, simple materials into something absolutely stunning. For our first DIY project, I picked up a variety of faux greenery, lavender and wildflowers in different spring colors from Dollar Tree. The first step, and honestly the most important step, is prepping your stems. And instead of using the full stems, I'm using a wire cutter to cut each branch off individually. This is where the transformation really happens. A lot of people skip this step and just stick the flowers straight into their wreath form, and that's exactly why they still look cheap. So what we're going to do is break these stems down. Before cutting, make sure to push the leaves and flowers all the way upward or towards the top so each branch looks full and compact. This small detail makes a huge difference in how full and expensive your wreath will look. I'm doing this for all of my greenery and florals, so I have a bunch of small walkable pieces. Also, separate each flower and greenery type, as that will make your work easy. If you're wondering how to make Dollar Tree flowers look expensive, this right here is the trick. Breaking down your stems gives you more control and helps your arrangement look intentional instead of store-bought. So I'm keeping this simple and using a total of 4 colors here. So I have 2 shades of purple and a pink and a yellow, and of course a lot of greenery. Next, I grabbed this pool noodle from Dollar Tree. This is such a good alternative to a traditional wreath form. And here's a pro tip. Choose your pool noodle color based on your flowers, okay? Since I'm using a lot of greenery, I went with green so it blends in seamlessly. If you're using more pinks, yellows, or other colors, match your base to that. I shaped the pool noodle into a circle and secured the ends using painter's tape. I prefer painter's tape because it holds everything together, but still allows you to insert your stems easily. I also used a cotton cord from Dollar Tree to tie a knot at the top for hanging. This is totally optional if you're using a wreath hanger, but it is a nice added option. Now it's time to start building our wreath. Quick tip here. If you want this wreath to last for multiple seasons, you can dip the ends of your stems into Mod Podge or use tacky glue before inserting them. I'm skipping that step because I plan to reuse my florals later. To build our wreath, I am starting with greenery. Always start with greenery, guys. That is a tip. This creates your base and gives your wreath that lush, full look. I'm inserting each piece going in the same direction, clockwise, around the wreath. This creates a natural flow and adds visual movement, which makes the wreath look more high-end. You can go anti-clockwise too. Just be consistent and don't go all over the place going in any direction. However, there is a time and place for that. But for this particular DIY, make sure to keep the flow in one direction, because this is the small detail, or these are the small details that actually help to make your Dollar Tree flowers look way more expensive than they actually are. Okay, there's a time and place for you to go all over the place, but not for this one. Also, this way, slanting them makes it feel fuller and it covers more space. Once your greenery is in, you can start layering in your lavender and wildflowers. Play around with your colors. Don't overthink it, okay? Just space them out naturally. And always finish with the flowers you have the list of, so they sit on top and stand out. In my case, it will be the yellow flowers. Another trick to make Dollar Tree flowers look expensive is to open them up. Use your fingers to fluff and spread the leaves and petals, like you see me do. Don't leave them flat straight out of the shopping bag, guys. This alone can take your DIY from looking cheap to looking designer and expensive. We can all agree Dollar Tree doesn't always have the best flowers, okay? But if you take your time and really look through your selection, you will find pieces that work beautifully, just like these ones. Okay, quick word of the day while we're working, guys. Today's word is bloom. Because this season is all about things coming to life, fresh colors, new beginnings, and bringing beauty into your space. And with this DIY, we are taking something simple and making it bloom into something that looks elevated, high-end, and intentional. So if you're loving how this is coming together so far, comment bloom down below. Now let's talk bowls. I'm going to show you 3 different burlap bowl options real quick. For option 1, fold the ribbon and pinch in the middle, then layer it into 3 folds on each side to create a structured bowl. Next, use a rope or a wire to tie the pinched area, and then you also add your tails. And that is it for your easy option 1 bowl. This is a very simple and quick way to make a bowl if you're pressed on time, okay? So now on to the next option. For option 2, lay the ribbon flat and fold repeatedly, making each layer slightly shorter. This option, even though very beautiful, is ideal with a thicker ribbon or a ribbon with a bigger width, because that shows the design way better than this one. This also came out pretty nicely, but this will not be the option I will be using for this particular project. This will also work very well with satin ribbons as well. For this example, I had at least 5 folds, but the more the better, okay? So I'm just going by the quantity of ribbon that I currently have. So once you're done, you pinch the middle and then use a jute rope or a floral wire to actually secure that in place. Once that is secured, you go ahead and puff out your ribbons on the sides. That is when the design actually starts to show. Just look at that. Alright, so this will be perfect when you use 2 colored ribbons, okay? You can actually do that, or even 3 colored ribbons. I will probably do another video showing that. If you guys are interested, do let me know down in the comments section, okay? And I will go ahead and do this even in more detail. I did not want this video going longer than it normally should, so that is why I am rushing through this and just quickly showing you what the possibilities are. And then for option 3, cut 6 ribbon strips in varying sizes or same sizes except 1. Also make sure to cut out another size or strip that is slightly longer than all of what you're currently cutting, which we will be using as the tail to our bowl. Okay, so I'm keeping the sizes for this the same because I didn't have enough ribbon. I only got 1 pack from the Dollar Tree. But if you want your flower to look bigger and larger, you want to use a lot more. Glue each into a loop, then stack them in different directions to create a full flower-like bowl. I used hot glue to glue them together to create a loop. You could also use a stapler for this. Once that is done, secure it in the center with jute rope and add your tulips. This is the option I'll be using for our wreath, as it gives such a high-end look. I used the same jute rope to attach the bow to the bottom of the wreath. And just like that, we're done. Look at that, guys. Just look at this. A beautiful full spring inspired wreath made entirely from Dollar Tree items. This would easily sell for $69.99 in a high-end decor store, but you made it yourself for a fraction of the price. To style this, you can use this on your front door like I did, inside your entryway, above a console table, on a wall gallery, or even as part of your Easter decor setup. It adds such a soft, elegant spring touch anywhere you place it. And if you want a full breakdown of everything I used, plus step-by-step photos, make sure to check out my blog. I have linked it in the description box below for you. I finally launched my DIY blog and I'm genuinely excited about it. It is called norajsnook.com, just like the channel. And I'll be sharing step-by-step tutorials there, Dollar Tree DIYs, home decor ideas, home styling inspiration, and even free printable materials over time, and much more. I already have a free printable material on there for you to grab, so just click the link in the description box below and grab yours. For this project, I grabbed this decor frame from Dollar Tree along with this small planter. I'm also using these square wooden beads, which I'm attaching to the back corners of the frame to act as little legs. This instantly elevates the piece and gives it more of a structured, display-worthy look instead of something that just sits flat. I'm showing you how to create a stunning, faith-inspired Dollar Tree Easter DIY that looks intentional, detailed, and surprisingly high-end using the most affordable materials. If you love meaningful DIY decor, Easter decorating ideas, and creative ways to bring your faith into your home, you're going to love this one. Next, I attached the planter pot to the side of the frame with the opening facing outward. This is going to represent our tomb. I love using unexpected items like this because it makes the DIY feel creative and unique. Then I'm adding floral foam right next to the planter, making sure it touches the tomb. You can cut your foam into any shape you like. This doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'll be using this decorative moss from Dollar Tree and attaching it all around the planter and the foam using hot glue. Be generous with the hot glue here, guys. You want to fully cover everything so it looks natural and seamless. You can also use Mod Podge for this step. Just make sure to leave the opening of the tomb clear. This is where the magic starts happening, because the texture really brings this to life. Next, I'm creating a cross using Jenga blocks and Gorilla Glue, or tumbling blocks. And while that sets, let's talk about what this represents, okay? The cross is the foundation of our faith. It is a symbol of sacrifice, love, and ultimately victory, because through the cross came the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So adding this detail isn't just decorative, it is deeply meaningful. This simple DIY is more than just decor. It is a meaningful reminder of the true message of Easter, that the tomb is empty and He is risen. Now I'm using these black stones from Dollar Tree to create a pathway leading to the tomb. I'm placing them in a row at the opening, almost like a walkway. Next, I'm creating a tombstone, or the door. I cut out a circular piece from cardboard, applied Gorilla Glue, and added stones to it. Be generous here with your Gorilla Glue, guys. You could also use Mod Podge for this, but I prefer to use Gorilla Glue. To fill in the gaps, I used Mod Podge and then I added some of the moss, the decorative moss, for that natural aged look. This little detail adds so much realism and depth to the piece. Next, I added this miniature fairy garden well, which adds such a unique touch and draws your eye into the scene. Then I glued some small flowers to one side of the tomb for a pop of color. This is purely optional, But since we're doing spring DIYs and Easter DIYs, it makes sense to add some pop of color, don't you think? Alright, so now I'm filling in the rest of the frame using these mixed stones. I'm applying Mod Podge generously and placing each stone carefully, making sure they don't overlap. Take your time here. This is what makes everything look clean and intentional. So, if you wanted to make this even more high-end, you could actually seal the stones or with resin. But since we're keeping this Dollar Tree and very budget-friendly, it is very okay just using Mod Podge here. And you could also use a brush afterwards over the rocks or the stones to give it an extra shine. To finish it off, I'm adding moss in between the stones to fill any gaps and give it that natural, earthy look. You could also use sand here if you prefer. I used my fingers to press down the moss. You could use a brush or anything just to push down the moss in between the cracks or to fill up the cracks. I'm also adding a small branch from the greenery we used earlier to create a tree effect behind the well, and a few extra pieces around the scene. Don't worry about skill here, guys. This is more about storytelling than perfection. Just have fun. Now it's time to bring it all together. I'm placing the cross right on top of the moss-covered foam. You can glue it or insert it directly. Then I'm adding a few flowers at the base of the cross for softness and color. And finally, I'm rolling the stone to the side, and just like that, the tomb is empty. He is risen. And here we have it, guys. A meaningful, beautiful resurrection DIY made entirely from Dollar Tree items. This is such a powerful piece, not just decor, but a reminder of faith, hope, and new life. I love it. I honestly love how this turned out, guys. For styling, you can style this on an entryway table, as part of your Easter decor setup, on a mantle, on a bookshelf, or even as a centerpiece. That is up to you. This would also be very beautiful in the church setting, Sunday school classrooms or Bible study spaces. It is simple, but it carries so much meaning. So tell me in the comments what you think about this DIY. Well guys, that's it for today's Dollar Tree DIY ideas, and do let me know which of these projects was your favorite down in the comments section. Also, do not forget to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss my next video. In the meantime, you have a great day and thank you for watching.